Surviving from a hardship is extremely important. That's why on this video series I talk a lot about the survival, about the hardships, about the different challenges you might be facing with right now or maybe in the future. But this is something like the seasons of the nature. Leadership, your work, your life is exactly like the four seasons of the nature. So we have to be prepared for the fall and the winter and make sure that we survive the winter. Then we see the spring. Otherwise, we won't. Especially nowadays, with this high inflation rate of 5% that is going up. Now we are in June 2021, and the inflation rate for end of May was 5% here in the United States. And by next month, it might be higher. The hardship is not only about the financial and economy, but the other hardships also. So we have different kind of hardships. Let's talk about the types of the hardships you might be facing with, or you may face with it in the future. Some of them are work-related, some of them are personal and family. Let's talk about the work-related hardship first. As you know, on this video series, I try to make it as short as possible. But when you call me and for your workshop and coaching, each field is going to be more in detail and in depth. The environmental. Environmental, it doesn't mean just the building you are working at or like the environment of the climate change and stuff. The environment of your workplace, including your leadership team, your board of directors, your managers, supervisors, employees, your subordinates, wherever you're working at. Your higher rank officers, your lower rank officers, wherever you work at, it doesn't matter. You get in trouble with many things from the environment, from changing the person, changing the supervisor, the leader, or you are a leader of a new company and it's a new environment, new culture, new policies, new people, and how you can handle that. Or if you are not new to that organization or company and something changed recently, how you can deal with it, how you can face it and overcome it. That's the matter. The technology is changing very, very fast. How your workplace, your company, your organization is up to date with the technology changing, with the interrupters they come on the market, with the new technological invention. Are you up to date? Are you keeping up with this new technology? Or you are falling behind? So those are very important to talk about it, to consider some plans and talk to your teammates, your everybody in your workplace to get some solutions. Either you should be up to date, or probably you need to change the target clients or whatever it might be. This is very important. However, you have to be prepared for the future. So either you have to adopt the new technology, or maybe you get out of business. And the economy, the financial. As I mentioned earlier, the inflation rate now is 5% in the United States, and it's going up. So how do you deal with this inflation rate? The gas price is going higher. The real estate price is going up. The price of almost everything is going up. And especially when the fuel is high, everything else follow. When the real estate is changing, everything else follows. Why? Because around real estate, like 40-50 other industries are working. So when real estate grows, the other industries grow. When the real estate go down, the other industries go down also. And more importantly, with the fuel, with the energy. So how your organization or company is prepared for this. That's very important to consider and to come up with some solution. As I mentioned in my workshops and coaching programs, I speak more in details about these kind of problems and how you can face it. And there are some unpredictable things happens, like the pandemic, the COVID-19 that put many businesses out of business and caused a lot of inflation, because many countries, including here in the United States, they are just printing out money. So that's not a good solution, because it causes inflation, and then when the inflation goes up and up, whatever goes up, finally it comes down. So probably that's not a good solution. So how you can deal with these unpredictable things that some newcomers to politics, to the world politics, are influencing to the world, are enforcing many things to the world. And many of our technologies and our resources are in the other countries, like China, like India, like the other developing countries. Then how you can deal with it? Do you remember what happened end of 2019, early 2020? We were waiting for masks, for gloves, for gown, aprons, hand sanitizers. And even our healthcare system went in crisis. And it got handled very well. Even the pandemic was not expected. However, many businesses went out of business. Many businesses still are not coming back. Many businesses stepped down to other things, and they got less business. Many employees were unemployed. So how you can deal with something unpredicted? By preparedness, by having system. How about your personal issues, your personal challenges? We talked about the challenges before on a video like a few days ago about the challenges and how you can face them. However, it's very important to make sure that you have a system. You are prepared for both the work-related challenges and for your personal and family challenges. Relationship. Something happened to me that I was not expected at all. And when your relationship is not moving forward, it affects you. No matter how strong you are, it affects you and your work and your job and everything else. So it's better to keep it in a good way, but sometimes it doesn't work and you have to end it. Then that affects you, your family members, your work, and everything else. So you need to be prepared. The health issue. Some health issues are predictable, some are not. And how strong you are, how you can deal with health issue. As a medical doctor, I believe in combining the modern medicine with the ancient medicine. I'm a big fan of that. Why? Because using modern medicine, you can get diagnosis and many modern treatment quickly. However, if your mindset is completely negative, is against it, if you don't believe your doctor, you don't believe the medications you're using or the method of treatment that the doctors want to use it for you, then it doesn't work. So it's very important to have a positive mindset. On personal growth, personal development, I talk a lot about the mindset, how you can change it, how you can shift from a negative mindset to a positive mindset, how you can use the power of healing inside you, because the God, the nature, the universe, whatever you believe in, designed our body, our systems with a healing system. And when your mindset is positive and you can use it, and it's not something that you can do it in 1 or 2 days. It's a long process. That's why you need to be prepared beforehand. And then you can deal with the health issues much easier than when your mindset is completely negative or you don't know anything about this natural healing system in your body. The other problem is financial, the personal financial problem, which is different than the workplace. It could happen for many things. It could happen for family issues or health-related problem, or I don't know, kids get married, or many other things. So it's very important to be prepared and you know how to deal with it. And most of them are predictable, but sometimes not. And the unknown challenges, unknown problems, besides this field, besides the things that we talked about, sometimes something happened all of a sudden. We think it's out of blue, but actually not, because we attract whatever we think more about it. So your dominant thought, it happens. Either you want it or not, it doesn't matter. The matter is your dominant thought happens. When you think about something frequently, it happens. And sometimes even you don't think about it, but it's you in your subconscious mind, and even you don't know about it. And sometimes something happens out of your control, and it happens for everyone. However, the important thing is how you can control your response, because this is up to you. Instead of reacting to whatever happens, when you responding, that makes a big difference. In my personal development program, I talk a lot about this personal development, about the mindset, and about how you can be prepared and how you can handle that. But in short, how you can survive the hardships is by being proactive, by being ready beforehand, even for the things that are unpredictable, and building a system around each field we talked about. When you have a system, it is much easier to handle the challenge, to come up with good solution. But when you don't have a system, you get confused. You will be in unknown zone that you don't know what to do. You don't know what else you can do, and then you get frustrated, and then many negative things happen after that. And the other thing is resist. Do not give in, do not give up, do not submit to failure. As Napoleon Hill mentioned in Think and Grow Rich, failure is failure when you submit to failure, when you accept it. Until you accept the failure, until you are searching for another way to get out of the problem, to get out of that failure, and use the failure as a lesson and you move forward, that is not failure. That is a lesson. That is an experience. But when you submit to failure, when you give up, then you fail. But failure, anyway, even if you fail many times, still is not a problem. The problem is if you sit back and you don't move forward. The problem is when you submit to failure and then you start going downhill on everything else and you don't come up again. That's a problem. Otherwise, you can move forward, you can come back, you can bounce back, and you can regrow even higher and better than before. If you have any question, I'll be glad to assist you. This is my contact information, and I'll be happy to come to your workplace and do a workshop. And if you need any speech, like speaking program for your people, if you want any coaching, I'll be glad to assist you. Thank you so much for watching, and be a legendary servant leader.